Today I'm going to show you a really relaxing and creative abstract watercolour technique that anyone can try. No drawing skills needed, just a willingness to experiment and have fun. See what unravels before your eyes when you let go of the outcome and just enjoy the process. Begin by taping down the edges of a sheet of watercolour paper. I'm using my current sketchbook for this. Masking tape or washi tape works best for this. Next, you'll want some thinner tape. The exact width doesn't matter, you could even use different tapes for more variety. I'm using this very thin tape here to create some geometric-like patterns across the page. Try to create different size shapes for some variation, but don't go too small or you might struggle to fill them in later on. You could create a basic grid format if you want something more symmetrical and simple, but I'm enjoying the freedom of some random lines going in all directions. It's maintained within this larger square, so there's still a sense of order within the chaos. Another thing to keep in mind is to make sure the ends of the tape meet with the edge of another line, so you're creating complete shapes with no extruding lines. If you do have any edges peeking out, you can easily trim them off with a pair of scissors. Once you're finished, you should have something that looks like this. With watercolour, it's a good idea to prepare the paints you want to use, so you can quickly blend them together while they're still wet. I've added some paints to my palette, ready to do just that. I'm opting for some various shades of blue turquoise, and a green as well for a touch of warmth. Begin by wetting your entire page, so the colours easily spread and blend together. Your paper should be wet to the touch, but not puddled. And start applying your paint. Begin with the lighter colours first and be generous and free with them, applying them to different areas of the paper. And then add in the darker, bolder tones as you go. The colours can bleed across the tape and will create a bold look when you peel it away later on. If you think any colour is a bit overpowering, you can go back in to add more softer colours while it's still wet. You can see the beautiful spreading patterns that begin to emerge as the colours mingle together. And if you have an excess of water, just dab it lightly to soak it up. While it's still wet, you can tap a loaded paintbrush over the seam to create some pretty spatter effects. I'm using some white gouache paint here and it will partially blend with the watercolour. I'm also going to apply some gold ink for some shimmer and sparkle. I just like to dip my brush into it to give it a little mix and then have fun with some spatters and also little dabs here and there too. I'm going right up to the edge of these shapes with the golden places because it will create a lovely contrast with the white of the page once the tape is pulled away. While I wait for my paint to dry, I'll show you these pens that I've yet to use. I think one or two of them could work well in my abstract piece, so I'm going to swatch test them first for a better idea of how they will appear. Have a look to see what pens you have that could add some unique looks to your painting, and choose a small selection to work with. Okay, the paint is dry, so let's do some pen work. I'm starting out with a black pen and applying some spots and dots along some of the shape's edges to add a little texture. You might feel a little anxious at first to make the first stroke, so beginning with little dots is a good way to dip your toe in and then build confidence to add more bolder strokes and patterns. Now I'm trying these new pens, the light silver first and then the green. I think the green shows up better on a lighter background. I'm drawing in little triangles with it, just some diversity of shape. And now the copper. Oh, I really like this pen. Going in with some broken lines now, again down one edge of some of the shapes. Doing this creates a sort of pattern despite the asymmetrical nature of this piece, and I think it helps to unify it. Keep adding in little patterns and shapes. I'm adding in more dots and little spirals too. And don't be afraid to draw across several lines of tape. When you pull it away, it will look really cool, I promise. You can play with different thicknesses of strokes and filling in lines too. This is a white gel pen that I'm using to add in little stars and highlights. If you want your work to look more dramatic, you can add in more black marker, which is what I'm doing here. I'm adding in some edges and bolstering the copper waves and swirls with black outline on one side, anywhere that can help lift up the colours around it. If you spatter the paint again after the background is dried, you'll achieve a different effect as it won't spread and blend in the same way, and adds more drama again. To contrast this white, I'm darkening some of the shadowy areas a touch more too. This is a watercolour pencil that I'm applying to some of the edges, then activating with water, just to create a soft shadow at the corners. I'm just playing really, experimenting to see the effect different mediums have on each other. And now we can pull the tape off. Very satisfying to see those crisp white lines appear. And also the thicker tape at the sides. So looking at it now, I want to outline all the edges in black because I like the look of it in this shape here. There's no reason why you can't continue to add to your artwork once the tape is off, so I'm going in with a ruler to do that quickly. Mine has a sort of modern stained glass look to it, and I didn't even realise until now there's a star shape in there. It just goes to show you never know what you may end up creating even when planning ahead, and that is the joy of art for sure. And if you have any bleeding of paint beyond the edges that the tape didn't quite manage to keep out, you can paint over it to conceal it. This is a lovely calming activity that's easy to do and takes away the stress of deciding what to draw. Let your mind relax into this gentle painting and see what beautiful creation you end up with at the end. I hope you enjoyed painting along with me. If you give this a try, I'd love to hear how it turned out. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well for more relaxing art tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching!